Homelessness in Denver and strategies to address it. Those are talked about well beyond the city limits these days. And a ballot proposal by Denver's Republican Party chair to get tougher on homeless encampments is currently being dismantled by a judge while voters are voting on it. Spring and politics guy Marshall Zellinger. Maybe it's a good thing, Marshall, that 86% of Denver voters haven't turned in a ballot, because here we are night before Election Day, and ballot issue 303 on homeless encampments is being changed.
And unless you watch local news or read local news, there's a good chance you don't know that ballot issue 303 has now changed, as the judge did overnight. It's the thing about the homeless encampments. Let's say you've already put in your ballot. It's not like you can take your ballot back and change your mind on what you thought you were voting on with 303. What happens if it passes? It would still create safe outdoor spaces, but it would no longer force the city to enforce a camping ban complaint within 3 days.
Voters who turned in their ballot today may or may not know that Denver ballot issue 303 is not the same as it was yesterday. A Denver district judge ruled in favor of the city of Denver, which went to court on Friday to challenge the part of 303 that tells the city it must respond to a homeless encampment complaint within 3 days or risk getting sued. The city argued that voters can pass laws, but they can't also tell the city how to enforce those laws.
It is within the inherent discretion of law enforcement to enforce the law. That seems to go without saying, and yet it's an argument we feel we need to make here.
This is the text that was supposed to be put into Denver Municipal Code if 303 passed. Because of the judge's ruling, this subsection C is no more. So even if 303 passes, the only thing that will be written into Denver Code is the addition of up to 4 safe outdoor spaces, like the one at Park Hill United Methodist Church. The part about enforcing a homeless encampment complaint within 3 days and allowing anyone to sue the city if it doesn't will not be written into Denver Code, even if 303 passes.
I do think that this points up a perennial problem in elections, which is that it's very difficult to administer them on time and make sure everything is fixed before the election takes place.
Attorney Christopher Jackson pointed out it's not unusual for the judicial branch to tell the legislative branch, in this case voters deciding a ballot issue, that it has overstepped by trying to tell the executive branch, the city of Denver, how to enforce a law it wants to pass.
The state constitution gives the voters the right to legislate, to pass pieces of legislation through the initiative process, but it doesn't give voters the right to decide how those laws are administered or executed.
If you know one of the 86% of Denver voters who have not voted yet, tell them what we've just told you. The city is not sending out express overnight mail letting you know that 303 has changed. So what if you have voted and you may want to change your vote? You can't do that anymore, because once you send in your ballot or put it into a box and it's received, the envelope is scanned, your ballot is taken out, and from then on, no one knows whose ballot was in what envelope. It's scanned to let them know that you voted, the ballot's out there in the ether, in a pile somewhere, and you can never request it back. So how you voted is how you voted, Kyle.
Stinks for you, Marshall, being a political reporter. I'm sure that you vote as soon as you get your ballot every year. So like, what, 3 weeks ago?
No, I haven't, but...
There it goes.
Wait.
There it goes. Oh,
Voted.
Marshall Zellinger,
No more shaming.
The most talented procrastinator I know in every way, just voted on live television. Thank you, Marshall.